So here's another little quick one for us today. Yesterday, I think it was yesterday, I saw clips on it yesterday. If you haven't seen it, it's extraordinary. You should go take a look at it. This current Secretary of Agriculture, Brooke Rollins, was out there yesterday pushing this story about how Americans don't really have a food crisis. They can afford to eat on $3 a meal. $3 a meal, which is, I mean, that'd be amazing, right? You can't even get a Happy Meal for that anymore. But she's got it all figured out. She says that for $3 a meal, they've run lots of simulations. And one of them, for instance, is, and this is a quote, I can't make this shit up, a piece of chicken, a piece of broccoli, and a tortilla. And for that, $3, and you're in and out the door. Can you imagine a life where you ate a piece of chicken, a leg or something, and a piece of broccoli and a tortilla, and considered that a whole meal? Maybe if you're 6 years old, that would be like the perfect single meal for your kid. Maybe not even that. That's when they're just really starting to eat, right? Okay, so think about that. On a day when they're talking about installing the Insurrection Act, right? We're coming up on 1 month since the Trump administration missed its legal obligation, signed by law by the President of the United States, to release the Epstein files in their totality, where 2 million files have still not been released from that. The ag secretary's out there talking about $3 breakfasts, $3 lunches, whatever. And that she's done simulations. What simulation explains to you when you're hungry or not, when you're starving, when you got no money for food? How do you simulate that? I want to know. That's a really great, maybe I'm just not up on the science like she is, you know? Like, yeah. Maybe they could simulate how fast they could get the Epstein files cleaned up and redacted and Trump's name out of them, so they can go ahead and release the rest of it. Because I think what they're doing is they're simulating how they can put Democrats' names in the files and release those first, and how fast they could get that done just in time for his term to expire, or maybe for him to pass away from old age. What's that simulation say? And maybe they could do a simulation on, how many people they can kill in Minneapolis before the whole town revolts, right? There's lots, because they're talking about doing simulations. Anyways, $3 a meal, Americans, amazing. These are distractions. They're putting out stuff like this as much as they can. They also did a National Hockey League glad handing the last couple days, right? Where one of the Kachuk brothers, he's the assistant captain of the Florida Panthers, goes in there and gives a roaring speech about how he loves Trump. These are all designed to distract you and to boost his abysmal polling numbers, which I'm sure he would say are the best ever. Here's the thing. Don't believe any of that shit. Stay focused on the stuff that's important. Greenland, we'll talk about that later today. We need to talk about the Insurrection Act and Minneapolis and what's coming for the rest of America, because it's a test bed there. And we need to stay focused on the Epstein files, because unless you're supporting a pedophile running our government, I don't know, maybe he's not running the government, maybe he's not a pedophile, right? He's probably not. He's probably not. That's why he's in there 1,500 times as one of the best friends of Mr. Epstein. But if it's not him, I'm sure there's a lot of other people in there that we'd be interested in looking at. So maybe run a simulation on that. Anyways, thanks. Like, follow, and share. We're on Substack now with, I think, 24 followers. So you might want to go over there and click that box for us and help us grow there. That's where we'll be able to do more longer versions of stuff, podcasts and things like that. Facebook is great for getting your message out, but we can't monetize anything on Facebook because Zuckerberg has decided, I think, that it's not a good thing when there's political speech on there and you're monetizing it. I guess he just wants cat videos, skateboarders, maybe some surfing, You know, how to make that perfect chicken Parmesan. That stuff you can monetize. But when you're actually talking about the most important thing, which is the survival of our democracy, you can't get subscribers for that, which is fine. There's plenty of other platforms where you can do that. And we actually need to do that because I'm working not only running this cabin business up here, but also many, many hours a day trying to figure out how to tell the best story in a given day. These little ones are really easy. I can do them off the top of my head, but there's a lot of research that is involved when you're talking about, like, say, NATO and Greenland. And anyways, so head on over to Substack and our other platforms and hit the like button there and subscribe to the free services. And then later on, you know, if you want to jump on and have some of the paid services so you can interact more with me, you know, you can do that too. But either way, we're going to have some free content across all of our platforms for people. And we think that's important in democracies. More important than making money all the time. So anyways, thanks. Like, follow, and share. Appreciate you guys. Way to go, Misfits.